What's going on, everybody? Shane here with my lovely wife, Jessi.
Hello.
We're here to tell you Joel's not dead. I know there's been a lot of speculation on the internet since The Last of Us Part 2 trailer dropped just a couple days ago. And a lot of it has been that titular character Joel from the first game is dead, and that Ellie is simply hallucinating him in that first trailer. But I think we're in agreement here that for a lot of reasons that's not what's happening, and that's kind of, I don't want to be too mean, but that's kind of dumb.
I agree.
So what we're gonna do here, while we kind of let the trailer roll in the background, there are some reasons why people think that Joel is dead. We're going to kind of go over them to kind of let you know what people are thinking. Firstly, his face is obscured when he walks in, so you don't really get a good look at his face.
Yeah, his whole body is kind of like
yeah,
fuzzy.
Right.
And...
Light's kind of hitting him in a weird way, so you can't really see him all that well. He enters late. He's very quiet. The scene mostly focuses on Ellie.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to, like, he notices, like, the bodies on the ground, but he doesn't
really do anything.
Yeah.
We know Ellie had the cordyceps infection. Infection's not really, I guess, kind of fungal infection in her brain. So the idea is that maybe she's hallucinating due to the cordyceps infection. We know, based on, basically from this trailer, it appears that Ellie's rolled up into this Firefly hideout. She shot a couple dudes in the head, then she macheted a third guy after getting into a scuffle with them, and she says that she's gonna find them and she's gonna kill them. She's clearly out for revenge. So of course people assume, well, who would she want to seek revenge for? Of course that would be Joel. We also have, and you'll see this in a minute, you have blood roll down her face and over her eye, which could definitely be foreshadowing or sort of foreshadowing the reveal of a loss that she's experienced. You know, it's a tear of blood, you know, someone's death.
It's very symbolic.
Very, very symbolic. I get those points. I get that you know, Joel seems obscured and that he seems, you know, like, but there are some issues here. And we're, as this rolls forward, you know, we'll point out some things. That all that foreshadowing, there's the tear blood there, all that foreshadowing about Joel could easily just be sort of showing us that he's not the main character. It could just be sort of emphasizing the perspective shift that we're seeing. He has a shadow.
Okay. So there's also...
He has a reflection.
Well, there will be a reflection.
It was in that puddle just there. He's got a gun. Why is she hallucinating? He's in another room from her. Why is he hallucinating him doing things, having a shadow, having a gun, having a reflection? Granted, yeah, I know these are all silly things that she could still be hallucinating that, but they seem like weird details to add. If I was foreshadowing Kojima style that he wasn't really there, I would leave out his reflection.
Yeah, because you want somebody to see it.
There's no actual evidence here that he's not here. Nothing about this says he's not here.
Yeah.
To me, this goes back to, if you're making a claim, you need to supply the evidence for which there is none. There's nothing that says I'm really not here. There's no Kojima style hints here.
Yeah, and they could have a million other reasons why they don't show his face. It could be maybe he's got some scars they're not ready to tell us about, or maybe we just want to emphasize how much this is Ellie's story and not Joel's.
And I think that is the main point, is that this is Ellie's story. And I think that, you know, for all the people that have said, oh, you know, you can't,
there's his shadow and there is a reflection.
There's a reflection of his yeah, it's difficult to see, but it is there. There it is, right there.
Yep, right there.
So I mean, he does have a reflection,
and I think they're showing that for, like, you know, a reason. Like,
so
there's a reason why he's coming in behind her. I think it's gonna
he showed up
highlight
late to this party.
Yeah, it's highlighting her determination to do whatever it is that she's gonna do. That, you know, and how many times in The Last of Us did they get split up and have to catch up with each other?
Right.
That's another thing that they tend to do.
I've seen people saying too, you know, he doesn't look like, and it's so hard to tell that to me this is a silly argument. People say, no, it doesn't look like he's aged that much. Yeah, but like he was 50.
You're seeing the side of his face.
He was 50 in the first game. Yeah. So what is he now? 55?
Yeah, it's
you ever
only
seen
been like
a 55-year-old? That they don't change much.
Yeah.
Going from 14 to 19, you change a lot. Going from 50 to 55, not so much. You're kind of just a grown man either way. So on top of that, she's playing the guitar. Who taught her the guitar, if not Joel? Granted, I know that maybe someone else did, but that's
that's so silly, because what are they insinuating, that he died immediately after the first game? Because like there wasn't like a after credit trailer of him like in the room with her and a guitar, or there was something like that.
Ooh, that I don't know. I'm gonna have to refresh my memory on it. It's been so long.
Where he had a guitar, or he gave her a guitar or something, and she was just holding it kind of like almost at a loss because she didn't know if she, I don't know, in my opinion, what I had seen, it just seemed like she wasn't ready for like normal life yet after what she had been through.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Okay, so then
I swear I saw that somewhere. It was some little clip. It was something.
Could it have been something from their little live performance?
I don't know. I know I saw it.
So let's look at it from another perspective. If we look at all the evidence that says Joel is here, all of the things that a normal person would have that say I'm real, you got to look at it from another perspective. Then, who did she lose? You know, and now who is she going out for revenge for?
Yeah.
So just from the trailer itself, I think there's plenty of reasons to if anything, it's not that there's plenty of reasons to say he's real. It's that there's no reason to say that he's not real.
I think that, yeah, it's a huge, like, leap of logic. Like,
right.
He's right
The
there.
only thing you're really going on is that she looks mournful and she wants revenge for something. But he's there. So then let's look at from the other perspectives why this would be, you know, probably not a super intelligent, you know, way to go as far as I'm concerned. The design of the game, it's predicated on their back and forth dialogue. Okay, you need a companion in this game. The whole game is predicated on a companion. Every character in this game either had a companion or lost their companion and then died shortly after.
So
or Tess was replaced, like Tess.
Yeah, there was Tess.
Bill,
he had a companion who died, and then, you know, that was that.
That's what happened.
And then there's Joel and Ellie. I think, did they make a comment about what's her face from the Fireflies being with that guy they were chasing in the beginning? Something like that. Pretty much everybody had a partner. I mean, you have to. You have to have somebody.
A lot of that's, one, for narrative, and two, for just game design. They designed the combat with this AI that they created. The combat's very cooperative. There's all these climbing and obstacles that you have to get around through cooperative stuff. And then you just have the logical narrative of a 19-year-old girl trying to survive out there in a world that a guy like Bill was having a hard time making it through.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't think that's logical. So there's all the design reasons why this whole game was designed around two people cooperatively. You know, that's the whole point of the game. Then you have all the massive amounts of narrative reasons.
Yeah, and I wanted to go back to dialogue too, because I know a lot of people are going to argue that she can still have dialogue with somebody in her hallucinations, but like I don't really agree with that though, because
it's really just with herself.
Yeah, and that's just weird. I mean, I just think it's a really cheap way to go, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
So
I think that the biggest thing about this, and I want to be clear about this, we're only saying he's not dead here. We're not saying he doesn't die in the game. We have no way to know that. And I think that could be a crazy moment if Joel were to die in the game. But he's not dead here. And here, the biggest reason for me is that part one was an arc of Joel loses his daughter. He meets Ellie. He doesn't want to like Ellie because it's too painful for him.
Yeah, it reminds
There's
him of
this
his daughter.
long arc of them growing closer, forming this bond of necessity, and coming to really care about each other. And then in the end, his selfishness and not wanting to lose that is the most poignant part of the game to me. Is the part where he reveals his imperfections, and he reveals that he can't bear to go through it again and to lose another person that he cares for in this way. Yeah. That was arc 1 to me. That was it. For him to die after that is, one, incredibly wasteful in a narrative sense. And two, wasteful in the sense that you're leaving out an entire second arc.
Yeah.
That I feel like, you know, you need that second arc. There has to be an evolution in their relationship. The second payoff is not this somber, quiet lie that I believe they both knew was a lie.
Yeah.
The second arc payoff, if it is going to be something like this, would be the death.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing too that, you know, we were talking about earlier, is I feel like it's a huge wasted potential, and this is going to sound really sadistic, but the death of Joel could be something extremely...
It could be the mind-breaking thing of the game, which The Last of Us 1 had a couple. This could trump anything that they... I just said Trump, I'm sorry. Yeah. Could be the thing that
could
really...
top anything.
But you have to have the build to it.
Yeah.
You can't
just have it happen.
You can't
over here.
What a waste that would be to kill him in between games. That is, anyone that studies narrative and that studies story design and the way to do these things would be screaming at their TV if they did this. They would be screaming, "What are you doing?" That would be one of the most... The Last of Us is Joel and Ellie. This comes straight from Neil Druckmann. You know, it is those two characters, period. That is not what they're doing. It would be such a colossal waste. Let's see. What else do we have to hit on here? We had the fact that you got to have a companion. It would be too cheap. The whole point is the relationships. And then the last thing I want to touch on, you may know about this guy named Shinobi602 on NeoGAF, who's constantly leaking Sony information. He leaked what engine, the Decima engine is what Death Stranding is using. It's Guerrilla Games engine. He leaked that. He leaked that The Last of Us 2 was going to be announced before it happened. I could go on and on. You can just look him up on NeoGAF. He's been leaking stuff for a long time, and he's pretty much always right. Like, it's comical. I don't know who this guy is, but he knows what's happening within Sony. He called this whole idea silly.
And I 1,000% agree with that, because I think that people get too obsessed with like throwing their theories out there, and they want to be right. So when it, you know, let's say he is dead and it happens, it'll be like, haha, I called it. And it's like, stop, just enjoy what we have here. Naughty Dog is not gonna do this. It's just like, I don't know, it's so overdone. Like, everybody it's always that.
So
every
easy.
single
so
game
cheap.
that comes out, people are like, oh, they're secretly dead. They're dead. And it's like, no, they don't have to be. It doesn't have to be like that for it to be a really incredible story.
Remember
you can't have a relationship dynamic change if the other person is dead.
Yeah, absolutely. There and without a relationship dynamic change, there is no build. There is no crescendo. So the payoff, the final moment, that huge moment of the death, is weightless. It
doesn't mean anything.
It means nothing at that point. And that's what kills me about all this, is that would be such a waste. Remember in Uncharted 4 when Nathan was gonna die, and then his wife was gonna die, and then Sully was gonna die, and then Sam was gonna be a bad guy, and we were all wrong about all that?
Yeah.
Remember that? Remember when we all speculated and that was all bullshit? Maybe that's what
Oh, yeah. You mean the theories beforehand? Everyone's like, oh, yeah, Sully's dead.
Sully's going to die.
And I was afraid of that.
I was too, because I was
terrified.
Like, they definitely love to make us think Sully's dead, so, you know.
Yeah, I know. And, like, I was ready for Sam to be a bad guy the entire time. And it almost seemed like that for a minute. But guess what? Didn't happen.
They didn't go the cheap, easy route.
And now when you go back, you can just enjoy that they're all together.
Granted, they did make up a brother that was conveniently there that wasn't mentioned in the first two games, but
they also didn't mention a lot. I mean,
whatever.
They didn't talk a lot about his childhood. They did.
No,
they did.
They did that one time, and he definitely wasn't there for that, which is weird looking back.
Well, no, because if you look back at it, like, that could have just been one of the times that Sam wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it, but like, it was kind of odd.
Yeah, it was.
It's fine, though. It's fine.
Anyways,
that's neither here nor there.
We're going to trust the people who brought us The Last of Us, the first game, and gave us that incredible story where they left the ending very open, much to the chagrin of a lot of people like me.
I loved it.
People like you who love it, which now I appreciate it. But at first I was like, what the hell is this?
And that's another thing. If he died in between games and you have that ambiguous ending, what was the point?
Yeah.
Like, that's just so dumb. That's such a... Anyway, so that's what we think. That's why we think that's not what's happening. If you've got some points that we missed that lead you down this avenue, some actual reasons, some actual like, oh, I saw this in the trailer and it's like a little thing that we didn't see, point it out, let us know. If you like the video, please do click the like button. Please click the subscribe button. Share it with your friends, all that good stuff. If you didn't like the video, as always, give us the thumbs down and comment in the comments below what you didn't like and how we can improve. Help us be better videos for you. And with that said, until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.